Students of standard 8 will continue reading the lesson. The lesson as far as we have read till now. Okay, we saw how the waiting man and the policeman, both of them had a conversation. The waiting man, he was ready to wait for his friend for half an hour more. Both the policeman, now he went on his duty, he has again left that place, and the man over there, he is standing over there waiting for his friend to come. The next part of the story, okay, 5.1, it explains how there is a description of the weather again, and like we had it in the beginning of the lesson, there is a little description of the weather again. Over here what is written is there was a little drizzle. Drizzle means a light rainfall. There is a description of the weather. Cold drizzle falling. The pedestrians are walking quickly towards their homes. Okay, pedestrians, the people who are walking and going to their homes, they are quickly walking and going to their homes. See over here, it is cold also and it's raining. See, countries which are situated on higher latitudes, those countries, over here in India, generally what do we find? That when it's cold, we do not need to wear a coat and all that. Okay, so because it's not cold at that time when it's raining. But over here, what is the type of weather? It is cold also and it's raining also. Okay, so the people are hurriedly trying to reach their homes. I am reading 5.1 from page number 24. There was now a fine cold drizzle falling, and the wind had risen from uncertain puffs to a steady blow. Means earlier there was slight wind, now the wind has also become fast. The few pedestrians in the neighborhood hurried dismally and silently, along with coat collars turned high and pocketed hands. So a few pedestrians who were there on the road, they are also hurriedly trying to reach their homes with coat collars turned high. Means you know the coat that they wear, generally it is till the knees. They wear long coats. Okay. And the collars are also big. They can turn it high to protect their ears from the cold wind. And the hands are in the pockets. Why? Because it is very cold and it is raining. And in the doorway of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment with the friend of his youth, smoked a cigar and waited. So the man is still waiting for his friend. He smoked a cigar and he is waiting. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. Now he waited for 20 minutes like that. And then what does he see? From across the street. Say for example he is standing over here. Over here is the waiting man. What does he see? That from across the street there is a man who is coming towards him. And this man also is wearing a long overcoat and the collars turned high. He came directly to the waiting man, and this man, he crosses the road and comes directly to the waiting man. Is that you, Bob? He asked doubtfully. And when this man comes to this person, what is the question he asks? Is that you, Bob? Is that you, Jimmy Wales? And this person will ask him, is that you, Jimmy Wales? So now, for the first time in the lesson, we have the name of the waiting man. What is the name of that person who was waiting for his friend to come? His name is Bob. And who was the friend whom he was waiting for? That is already mentioned in the lesson earlier, Jimmy Wales. Okay, so the name of this waiting man is Bob. Is that you, Bob? He asked doubtfully. So this man, he comes over here and he asks, is that you, Bob? And what does Bob ask him? Is that you, Jimmy Wales? Bless my heart, exclaimed the new arrival, grasping both the other's hand with his own. Bless my heart means, you know, he was waiting from such a long time to meet this friend. And now this friend is saying that, okay, I also expected that to meet you. It's Bob, sure as fate. I was certain I would find you here if you were still in existence. Now see, even this person who has come now, okay, what is he also telling him? That I was sure I'll find you over here. And you know, this is the sentence even Bob said. That if Jimmy Wales is alive, he will come here. And this person who has come now, he is also saying that, Bob, I was sure I would find you. Well, 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant is gone. But Bob, I wish it had lasted so that we could have another dinner there. How has the West treated you? Okay, so now the new arrival, means the person who has come from the opposite side of the road, he says that he wished that the restaurant had lasted. He wished that the restaurant was there. Today, is there a restaurant over there? No. It is closed. There is a hardware store. But if it was there, they could have had a dinner again. How has the West treated you? And what is the question he is asking him now? How has the West treated you? How did you do in the West? Okay, here are a few meanings that I have written. Drizzle. Drizzle means a light rainfall. Pedestrian means people traveling on foot, walking and going from one place to another. Dismally means sad, in a sad or gloomy way. And grasping means holding tightly. So now it's time for Bob to give him the answer. To tell his friend how the West has treated him, what he did after he went out of New York. So the man who had come to meet Bob is asking him, how has the West treated you? Okay. So and what is the reply Bob gives? It has given him everything he asked for. Means he has got everything. Whatever he wanted in his life, he has got everything from the West. He thinks that Jimmy has grown. Okay. One more thing. After observing this man who has come now, he feels that his friend Jimmy, he has grown a little tall. So I am reading 5.3. It has given me everything I asked for. You have changed lots, Jimmy. I never thought you were so tall by 2 or 3 inches. Now see, when Bob he sees this man who has come now, he feels that Jimmy was not so tall. Jimmy he has become tall by 2 or 3 inches. So what is the reply this man gives? Oh, I grew a bit after I was 20. Means 20 years ago when he was 20 he had last met Bob. So what is he saying? That I grew a little after I was 20. Doing well in New York, Jimmy. Now he is asking about Jimmy. Moderately, I have a position in one of the city departments. Come on Bob, we'll go around to a place I know of and have a good long talk about old times. So what is that person, what is he saying? Doing moderately well. So what is the other person saying? He is doing moderately well. Means he is not that good and he is not so bad also. He is doing moderately well. What else? He has a position in one of the city departments. Means he is working for the government. Okay. And what else is this person telling him? That let's not stand over here because the restaurant is not there. We'll go to some other place he knows of. The two men started up the street arm in arm. So both of them are holding each other's hands and they are walking down the street. One, his egoism enlarged by success. One of them, his egoism enlarged by success. Who is that person? Bob. Was beginning to outline the history of his career. So now Bob is telling his friend, he is telling this man all what he had done, how he had made his career, how he had faced so many difficulties and he had become so rich. The other submerged in his overcoat, listened with interest. And the other submerged means he was almost in his overcoat because it was very cold. Listened with interest. So Bob is saying all about his career and the other one he is listening to it, and both of them are walking down the road with their hands in each other's hands. At the corner stood a drugstore. Okay, and when they walked a little further, there was a drugstore over there. Okay, so a chemist shop over there. Brilliant with electric lights, and there was a little light over there. So both of them can now see each other's face. When they came into the glare, means the light. When they came into the light, each of them turned simultaneously to gaze at the other's face. See, now they are walking like this, they are going. Now when they came in the light, they are looking at each other's face. The man from the west stopped suddenly and released his arm. Now the man from the west means Bob. He stopped suddenly and he left his arm. Because when he looked at the other person, he realized that it was not Jimmy Wales. It was not his friend, it was someone else. You are not Jimmy Wales, he snapped. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to change a man's nose from Roman to pug. He says, okay, 20 years is a long time. See, earlier he said that I think you grew a little tall. Now when he actually looked at the other person's face, he said that no, you are not Jimmy Wales. Why? Because okay, 20 years is a long time. The face of a person, as a person matures, may change a little. But it cannot change the shape of the nose of a person. Okay, say like for example, you look at the old photographs of your parents when they were your age. Okay, you will easily be able to find out that which one out of a group of your parents and their cousin, you will be able to easily make out who your parents and their the relatives, you will be able to easily recognize them. Why? Because 20 years, yes, a person matures. But the shape of the nose and the eyes and all that, the basic features of the face do not change. Okay. So what is he saying? That it does not change a Roman nose to a, does not change a nose from Roman to a pug. Means on the next page, they have shown you the picture of a man having a Roman nose. Means it's a little pointed one to a pug. Okay. So over here what is he saying? Okay, 20 years is a long time but cannot change the shape of the nose of a person. So over here he now realizes, this waiting man that was Bob, he now realizes that the person with whom he has been talking so long is not his friend Jimmy Wales. Yeah. So the meanings, egoism means a feeling that you are more important than others. You know, some people we call them, he is very egoistic. He is very egoistic means what? He feels that he is more important than the others. Simultaneously means at the same time. Now see, they were walking and when they came at the light of that drugstore, together they turned and they looked at each other, and that is when Bob realizes that this person is not his friend Jimmy Wales. So Bob over here, he finds out that this person who has come is not his friend. Moreover, he also finds out that the nose, okay, it has changed from a Roman nose to a pug nose, okay. But what does the man say? 20 years sometimes changes a good man to a bad one. Means in 20 years a good man can become a bad one. You have been under arrest for 10 minutes, Silky Bob, and what does he say? That you have arrested you since the last 10 minutes. Why? Because this person, Bob, he was a good man when he was in New York. But when he went towards the west, when he went to other places, he must have gone into unlawful activities, into illegal things. He must have done such things through which, yes, see, these ways are short, they'll give a lot of money. But on the other hand, since it is illegal, since it is unlawful, he must have done some crimes through which he had earned a lot of money, but it was in a wrong way. So what does he say? That it changes a good man to a bad one, and he has been arrested. See, I am reading 6.3. It sometimes changes a good man to a bad one, said the tall man. You've been under arrest for 10 minutes, Silky Bob. You know, most of the criminals, they don't work under their original name. They have some other name also through which they work. So what is the name he must be famous as is Silky. So that is why it is written in single inverted commas. Going quietly are you? Now see, he is again a policeman. This man who has come is a policeman. So he is saying, going quietly are you? Chup chap chal mere saath. That's sensible. Now before we go to the station, over here is talking about the police station. Here is a note I was asked to hand you. You may read it here at the window. It's from Patrolman Wales. So he has a note, it's a folded note, and he says that this is the note that patrolman, that policeman Wales has given me. Over here, since there is light, you can read it over here and then I'll take you to the police station. The man from the west unfolded the little piece of paper. Unfolded means he opened the note. Handed over to him. His hand was steady when he began to read it. See, his hand was steady. When he unfolds the paper first and then he begins to read it. His hand was steady, but it trembled a little by the time he finished. Trembled means his hand started shaking by the time he finished the note, reading the note. The note was rather short. And now what was written in the note is written in the last paragraph of the lesson. Bob, I was at the appointed place on time. I had come to that place means the man who had come in the beginning of the story was trying doors and all that, that person was Jimmy Wales. When you struck the match to light the cigar, I saw the face of a man wanted in Chicago, and in the beginning of the lesson we have that he strikes a match to light his cigar and then the light falls on his face and the policeman, he sees his face. That policeman was Jimmy Wales. But he finds out that okay, his friend is there, but his friend is a wanted criminal. Somehow I couldn't do it myself, so I went around and got a plainclothes man to do the job. And it's written Jimmy. So the note is addressed to Bob. The note is written to whom? Bob. And the note is written by whom? It's written by Jimmy. So see, the policeman, he found out that the person who is waiting over there for him is his friend. But he also finds out one more thing, that besides being his friend, he is also a wanted criminal. So because he is a policeman and he finds a criminal, it is his duty to arrest him. So since Bob was his friend, he did not want to arrest him. That is why? Because of friendship. So, but as a policeman, it is his duty to get that criminal arrested before he escapes from there. So what did he do? He sent a plainclothes policeman to arrest him, because that was his duty. That is why the title of this lesson is Friendship and Duty. You know one more thing. See, understand one thing. When that tall man came in the second part of the story from the opposite side of the road, he asked, "Is that you, Bob?" He asked doubtfully. Okay, so that word should have made a little strike in our mind that this person does not know Bob. Why? Because he asked doubtfully, "Is that you, Bob?" He asked doubtfully. See, that is on in 5.1 in page number 25. "Is that you, Bob?" He asked doubtfully. See, if he was his friend, why should he be doubtful? Why should he ask him doubtfully, "Is that you, Bob?" Okay, because the person who has now come at the end of the story, he is another policeman. The person who had come in the beginning of the story was Jimmy, and this is how he gets his friend arrested. See, though he was his friend, but as his duty as a policeman, it is important that he gets the criminal arrested. So because he was a wanted criminal in Chicago. Chicago is one more place in USA. Okay. So because he could not do it himself, he sent a plainclothes policeman to arrest his friend. So students, with the help of the points, take the main points from all the 3 videos that are there regarding this whole story. And what you'll do is try writing the question answer. See, if you'll do this, is a type of self-study. This year has given you a chance to do a lot of self-study on your own. Sitting at home, you can on your own try writing the answer. That will help you a lot in your future. Okay. So, there are on page number 29, activity 7. There are some question answers over there. And see, with the question, they also mentioned with which paragraph you will find these answers. See, the first, what was the policeman doing in the area? Describe the vicinity. Now, from where are you supposed to find those answers? From 1.1 and 1.2. So, in the textbook, you will refer to 1.1 and 1.2. From both these paragraphs, you will find those answers. Same way, they have already written throughout page number 30. This whole page has question answers, and everywhere they have written mentioned from which paragraph you are supposed to find out the answer. Moreover, you can see the main points that I have written on the board while doing the whole lesson. Try writing those answers. It will be very helpful to you. Say you might find it a little difficult initially, writing answers on your own. But as you keep on writing, you will become more confident, and it will definitely help you a lot when you go to your higher standard. So understand the story properly. Try writing the answer. See, it is paragraph 5. They have given you separately which paragraph you are supposed to refer. So that should not be a difficult thing. Try writing those answers on your own. Plus, meanings which are given in the glossary, those you can refer. And I have written, along with explaining the lesson, I have written a lot of other meanings on the board. Write all those meanings also. And the grammar portion and the activity, the other activities that are mentioned in the lesson, I will do them next time. But for now, what you are supposed to do is read the whole lesson thoroughly. again and start writing the question answers. I think you won't find them difficult.